Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, good night, people. Good night. Hola, ¿cómo estás? It's Dia. Okay, I don't know what's going on. It's Friday. What is it? Oh, hold on. It's, in Spanish. Un momento. Luna, martes, miércoles, jueves. Is it martes or martes? Jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Anyway, this is one of those days today. Today is Friday. Okay, July 25th, 2014. I want to tell you guys tomorrow is my birthday. Yay! I'm excited about that. Yay! Yay! I don't know. It's good to, I guess, get older or younger, however you want to call it. Oh, Lord of mercy. I don't know, we're so young to be talking about DDD all day. Just how to live. How about that? Live, honey. We're lilies. Anyway, my name is Irene Ratliff for Dallas Street Meat Company. Street Meat Company is a community organization. We are looking to partner up with people. I only made a couple of phone calls to partner up with other people, though, today. I wanted to get in contact with someone because I have actually had Walmart call me, yay, and I had wrote them, and they received my letter. It was at store level, but the thing is that it was kind of broad. I wrote down this list of stuff that I wanted, but in actuality, just a small few things, but in actuality, I guess I'll keep it in perspective to let them know I'm legit. You know, the horseshoe over there, we need to fix that. You know, if I can get some volunteers and people to participate, that would be grand. Especially, they're coming as staff from Walmart to help out with that. You know what I mean? So I had to get in contact with the Cascade business. Well, I did not get in contact with them, but I did get in contact with the NPU. I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and make this little connection really quick. You know what I mean? And, I have not talked about my little cleanup area over there in Fulton County, but I did post some pictures, and the reason I posted them, because they had trimmed off the bushes. So I ain't going to fit you. I'm elated. It's just almost automatic that they need to clean it up. You just see a lot of trash there. Jack's holding it down over there for me. I'm ecstatic, okay? So he got the little bags there. Put the trash in here. We got cigarette butts. I'll go over there and wreck it every now and again. However, I'm trying to maintain the park and ride. I find it myself now. I did it last week. I'll do it this week. Pick up some of the trashes over there in the area at the park and ride. That's kind of like my little baby. And on Saturdays, I go to the Shrine of the Black Madonna. The Shrine of Black Madonna is my yana. I really do want to get involved with the aviation. Guess what? I was doing a little searching here and there, and I found that Ferris University actually have an aviation school. Because I was like, wow, we don't have any aviation school because I ain't going to fit you. We started talking about that. You were one of the people who went to aviation school. I had a bachelor's degree and, extended education. That's the truth. So I was excited to see that Ferris University provide that. That is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's not here, but don't get it twisted. I do want to do some business up there in Michigan. That was just, that was kind of something I wanted to do. Oh, God, that went somewhere else. You know what I mean? Lord of mercy. Anyway. So I'm like, yeah, having to do. Lord of mercy. You can call 646-564-9776. Street Meet the Port. We are on air 30 minutes daily, or up to 30 minutes daily, starting at 11:30 p.m. by the grace of goodness. We appreciate Blog Talk. We're hoping to build the business because I get paid for that. If people sign on to it, I get money for it. I'm excited about that. Where y'all at? 646-564-9776. Wow. Anyway, so today I just spent some time really at the house, lounging, munching, sleeping, take a little nap here. I started my business Canvas, and I'm like, wow, okay. So I filled in a little bit of information here because we're going to try to do this, try to do a product. And, when I was going to one of the the Gauntlet, I think is what it was. The guy was like, oh, here it is. I'm like, what? Like, boo, I'm going to find me my mentor right now, honey. I'm about to go over here and take it to the ME. Because I know well, here the, the world involved. I know that's right. Let me get on there, honey, because I ain't trying I was trying to figure out how we feed, honey, how we eat. No, not H-E-A-T, but on the E-A-T. What is the consumption? What is the sustenance of our business? That's how I see it. Anyway, you know what I mean? I want to be able to participate in creating employment in areas here and there. And, of course, most of the things that I'm interested in is for us to be involved in the manufacturing aspect and also the shipping, global logistics, supply chain management, and product manufacturing. That has been the scope of my conversation from way, 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 way back when. And it's just the truth. All right. No, it's just for real, though. By the grace of goodness, that's just the goal, to pursue many ideas that in terms of entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial ideas that are there to create employment. My relationship was not one-sided, two-sided, three-sided, four-sided. It was all well-rounded. I didn't look at, don't get me misunderstood now. I mean, what is that? It's already explained very clearly. I'm not down with no BP, no CP, no white P, no none of that. I'm just here to PPP. You understand? PP. And then I went somewhere else. Oh, Lord. So, yeah, some people talking about peeing in the cup. So, no, that urine just went somewhere else. Stevie Mingle will be on Sunday, August 3rd, 2014 at 2 p.m. at the Southwest Library. Hoping to see you there. Here. I was looking at something, too, earlier today. We were looking, because I went traveling. And so I was looking at some information. And, I guess when you look at here, when you dealing with someone who has ideas, there's many people with ideas. It really, really is, and those things, they become very important. And the reason why they're important is because you want to help them manifest. And so I think the conversation that we had early on was about maybe some of these universities should be investing in some of their students and graduates and creating employment. This is how they generate money. I'm looking at some of these universities like Georgia State. I don't even think Georgia State is holding it down like that, but Georgia Tech is. Georgia State may do a little bit here and there, but I'm like, yeah, most of these universities, if they got it like going on like that, I'm sure Notre Dame and all them, it makes you wonder, don't it? Like, wow, why would you let all that goodness stuff go? You'll keep that. You want to hold on to that. Embrace that. Please, and join the university. That's been my advocation. They want to, communicate. Well, here it is. Well, these people, they are the wall. Who's these people on the wall? The people who want to go and align themselves with my interests. I went to school, even though they wanted to talk about me going to school and how mediocre it was. I went to school. At first, I went to school I was not going to do no woman politics. No. Because the thing is that I didn't feel like I had to lean on certain things a certain kind of way. But the thing is as I see it today, as I want to pursue certain goals, it's not, because don't get it twisted. We have the majority of the men who support feminism are men who are married, men who want to see women embrace and break various barriers of that's a racism. When you look at sexism, it's a racism, you see, and I didn't understand what that was. So hold on. When we look at not only now that's sexism, then you have what else? Wow, really? I don't feel like I have to go back and forth with that like that. You're as if a man is wrong, he's wrong, but there's men who do support women in many ventures, you see. But anyway, the conversation, I went to school and I studied politics. At first I was doing politics. Like, okay. Then I went to international politics. I wanted to know in terms of politics and with international politics from there. I did study women politics. I was like, okay, I'll do business administration, and I felt like, they had finance, they had this area, that area. At first I was going to do psychology, and then, I didn't do psychology. I wanted to go into law school. I didn't go into law school. Right now I'm looking at John Marshall, and I'm like, I wonder if I should go to law school in terms of corporate law. And so, anyway, no, I have a lot of other ideas that I want to see those things. Those are not dreams, but those are just works to be manifested. You understand where I'm coming from? So now we have to work out those things, whether it's the automotive idea, whether it's the building materials, whether it's the irrigation. Wow, there's just things to do, with the irrigation aspect is still there, but I'm trying to look at that too, because when we look at, grassy areas and from one end to the next, how is that maintained considering the weather, where it's at, in California, people have their green lawns and things like that, their yards and stuff is manicured in the way, so it looks a little different than it does maybe, and then the weather is more warmer than it is here depending on the season, right? So, I don't know, the irrigation one, it may be okay, especially if we were able to advocate that in wells. We could do wells. Remember wells back in the day, they used to talk about how they will water and will that go. Okay, now we're talking, especially when we look at areas that are rainy areas. Now we can have some conversation with that, especially if we're able to create a system. But anyway, I'm not going to go into all of that. So right now we're on something else. But anyway, the avocation for me along the way is to get an education. There's an interest for me. I want to build the Ratliff Institute, and that was a focus on the STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. But I'm not going to say science, technology, engineering, math. I'm going to say manufacturing. But then I'm like, okay, well, you get a lot of people who manufacturing, they're manufacturing what? So this is why it's important for you to attend schools that actually offer manufacturing. And, of course, I would like to have built some of these areas and where the education itself is not as well known. So because we have a lot of areas that do not have these kind of structures in their country or, in the South or on the West. It just depends on where you're talking, okay? Now we're just talking about educational level. So I encourage people to get an education from a long time ago. That has just been kind of like my green thumb. Woman said, well, not green thumb, but, conversation for 4 fingers or something, 4 hands, I don't know. Blessings. As the avocation has been just blessings to go forward in terms of getting an education. These are the things that is going to help us, when I say us, people like me who want to pursue certain careers or certain, avenues. Yes, education is warranted, you see. When you look at people who are in, matter of fact, when you look, let's just take the stock market for example, they have an education. If they don't have a master's, majority of them may have masters, and they're coming from Yale or Stanford. It's kind of, for somebody, it's awkward to find somebody who may have graduated from UOP. Not saying that they couldn't get there, but you know what I mean. You understand where I'm coming from? So I don't know, I mean, I don't know if they have a lot of people from UOP up there and doing their thing over there at the New York Stock Exchange. But anyway, I just wanted to say, pursue education. It doesn't take that long. However, you have to be dedicated, you seek good grades, and of course, always try to apply to some of the most elite education. Those things are available for people who are entrepreneurs. When we look at the chart and we look at education factors, these things look like it looks. That doesn't mean that my relationship pursuits, hey, it wouldn't have mattered even if I had people, a few people here and there that I met on the street that was willing to work with me. Our avenue would be to actually collaborate with other entities. My conversation right now, the guy said, well, listen, I went to one of the garments, and he said, oh, here it is me. It was him speaking, but then he had his peers with him. Now, right now, what can be, wow, I got a lot on my plate, and yet I'm trying to find out where my mind at is. Where's the moolah? Okay, where's that moolah? Okay, wow. I mean, wow. Another thing I did today is I only submitted 2 applications, and then they kind of went one hand in hand, so it looks like if I was doing those things or doing the studies, hey, I guess the studies would be, kind of overlapping, and so I want to add something else. There's also overlapping interest. So I did one for climate change. I was dealing with, to me, don't get me misunderstood, there's some areas that do not need sand. But when you're looking at a particular area and they're talking about land erosion and you see that the problem or how it could be fixed, it needs sand. Now, if I'm looking at a rocky area, don't get me misunderstood, that looks like it has this kind of scenic view, I don't want to bother that, But when I'm looking at where it's just mass water with sand and it can be graded, and then you're communicating tourism and there's not really any other areas, because when you look at some of the places, they don't have them. When you look at what you get, you have to go to some of the islands, and then when you go to the islands, even some of that area is kind of small. So the application to say, okay, for this particular space, you ask and stand, you push your back, maybe you could promote tourism if that's something that they're interested in. But, here it is, them in a port of call. It doesn't look like that. This is the area of interest of where I'm applying. Don't get me misunderstood. I'm not talking about the whole entire place. No, I like green. I like nature too. I know you're like, what in the world is he talking about? I know that's right. Because I submitted 2 applications, one for climate change because they're talking about land erosion. The other one, I did that in terms of flood zone. Flood zone areas. There's some areas that where I was traveling, they had, the waters. If you go on for some people, if you go on my Facebook, you'll see that I was traveling and I was walking in high waters up to my knees or my thighs or something, And I was like, wow, and they were talking about that's been like that, and it can't be fixed. I'm like, honey, we need some engineers up in here, honey, we're going to get that fixed. Yes, honey, we need some engineers, So I'm like, yeah, that could be fixed, honey. We got engineers and people who are developers. We just try to study how that water flow goes. We can try to get that fixed. You have rivers, you have ocean, and then you have like a water basin area that also goes out into the ocean. So you're surrounded by water. So now you have to figure out, well, what is that? I mean, if you have strands of water and you have one flow going one way, and then you have lessons, and then it's just a standstill water, and just, not really, and it's just kind of, we could fix that, honey. Anyway, so that's kind of like I did submit a couple of applications for that. I'm going to submit another one, and this one will be doing with the plumbing. I think I'm going to do 4 because when we think about plumbing, we think about piping, and then if we could do gas piping, then that's type of business, and so that's a good thing. If they have, there's also some interest in trying to see if nuts, like trying to see if like nuts, like the Pachira. They already have that kind of nut tree out there. But if they were pistachio, if we could do the pistachio tree, that would be good. So anyway, I'm doing things. At least I'm thinking I'm doing things. Wow, blessings. All right, toodles will be toodles for today. No one made any reservations, but they're open for next time, okay? So the next one will be on August 28th, August 28th, I believe, August 28th. There are so many things to do, and of course, hey, I would like to work with people, especially if they feel like they're dedicated because they know that we're trying to pursue things, I don't know, the phone calls. Right now I need some people to make some phone calls in terms of Rat Tough right now. So we make sure that we communicate here, find out avenues here and there to make sure that we can get people who invest in it and shareholders so that we can, change the way we do housing or building and how that may look. And so we said, well, it'll be an upper tier, because when we look at why we're creating that, we're looking at that as being a life product. Goodness gracious. I was looking and said, well, I wonder what we eat off of that. So, I'm like, little rats eat plastic, eat the plastic, get the bread, all that kind of stuff. And this, that, and yeah, there. So anyway, working on it, okay? So that's where you need people who do studies, and they, R&D is called research and development. And then, we also need people to make phone calls. We need certain things like that, okay? Right now I could have somebody on the manufacturing engineering side. There could be someone, I already explained that most of that stuff I will want to build and have business right here at West End, Now we're talking about other factors too, because if I can cut down on that, not cut down, but build up even some interest in Latin America, that would be good. Not cut down, build up, okay? All right, let's see. Thanks for joining Street Meet the Point. Listening audience, we hope to have your support. Everyone is valuable in your participation to help yourself, family, community, local, state, region, federal, and global community relies on the many people that contribute to it being an effective structure. Oh, yes, big up to Ferris University. Yes, I'll be getting in contact with y'all, too. Yeah, because it's like, wow, really? I'm looking for electrical engineering. That would be good. Electrical engineering. I'm like, well, maybe is that something that maybe perhaps we can probably, but I don't know. I'm thinking that here it is, people who have an interest in electrical engineering that know how to do electronics. Let's talk. Let's work on it. Electronics Institute. Let me find some folks like that. That would be good. Anyway, that's what's up, okay? I'm on, that's three things right there. You just like that, okay? Yeah, I ain't gonna be too, that too, but that just was somewhere else. Thanks again tonight, people. Salubrias. Please study your Spanish. I'm just kind of busy. I guess I picked up 1 or 2 words, and I kind of started off with that. I was like, okay, today is weirdness. I shouldn't have been like that. It should have been weirdness. Let me repeat it again. This is Dia es Semana. I think that's what it is. Days of the week. Dias es Semana. But there's another word that's in here. I'm missing that one. Okay, so here it is. Viernes, sábado, domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles. Is that right? And jueves. That's it. Yay! Wow, really? Good night.